Alright, I'm about to say some words that I never thought I would ever be saying in my adult life. It's been a pretty good year to be a Shadow the Hedgehog fan.
This is like taking candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
Yes, it is the year of Hedgie the Edgy, with his own campaign in my favorite Sonic game, and a cinematic debut being voiced by Johnny Silverhand.
You're starting to remind me of me, 50 years back. Minus the charisma. An impressive cop.
All things I would be much more excited for if I didn't spend years following this franchise. Anyway, my point is, as a fellow Shadow the Hedgehog enjoyer, I would like to have some Shadow the Hedgehog merch. And one of my favorite kinds of merch is a Lego minifigure. But the minifigure includes all this stuff, so I'm gonna mix this stuff with Venom, Darth Vader, and War Machine because, well, I got a good deal on it. Look at this box. I also decided to stream my building of this figure on YouTube, which was a decision. Well, I think it definitely looks better with the claws. Damn it. But unfortunately, I had to very quickly stop doing that because I work full-time and I just didn't have the energy to work and then stream, and I wanted to work on this a little more than just once or twice a week. But hey, if you like my very crunchy streams where I half pay attention to the chat, there are other projects that I do plan to stream. I just kind of need to clear out my work area first. Anyway, here's the core skeleton for what I came up with. I decided to use some of those mech limbs to kind of give him a bend to his torso. And I used ball joints to make up every other connection. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough ball joints to give him ankles. And as shown earlier, the feet aren't very stable, so I need to make them more stable because I can't change designs now. And this is pretty much where I left off after the second stream, with the only thing I really changed here being the head and the feet, which I'm pretty happy with the way the feet turned out generally. This definitely holds up on stable ground. However, the feet don't really work that well when on a very wobbly turntable. Moving on to the head, I decided to take the Badnik eyes that came with the Shadow set, and since there was a spare one, I decided to put all three of them on. And I gave him a tentacle mustache inspired by Dasein and the old one from Wizard 101. On stream, I was originally using this kind of core piece as an eye to do kind of the shockwave thing, but I've already done the shockwave thing, and I've got enough shockwaves, so I don't need to do more shockwaves. Another change I made is adding some kind of clips to the hands, so I can hopefully give him some cool-looking weapons. Currently, I want to see if I can kind of use these to make something similar to, say, Reaper's guns from Overwatch. And after a little more messing around, this is a little redesign I came up with. I decided to move the head to the front ball joint to both make it look a little more hunched, but also you can kind of see how it's built. But the main reason I decided to move the neck forward is because due to the torso's construction, the top bit just kept falling off, so I had to add something to make it a little more stable, and it works out. And then I was left with this ball joint on his back, so I decided why not attach a big shoulder cannon, because I like big shoulder cannons, and yeah, it can move pretty well. I decided to put some of those stud shooters on the side of it to give them a little more firepower. Unfortunately, I can't really add anything to the hands just due to the way they're constructed, so I decided to just attach the lightsaber to the bottom of his wrist. And yeah, I'll be back when I got more detail on this guy. Alright, here is the finished KALIMAYRTER. So I'm pretty happy with the overall way this guy turned out. He's got a very distinct and cool look to him. I decided to use some of those transparent studs as kind of like robot eyes, like he lost a couple of his eyes. On one wrist he's got a little blade hook weapon, just because I had the parts for that, and I think it definitely gives him more of a scrappy look. The legs I also think turned out pretty decent. Yeah, the foot's a little unfortunate, but that's just more of a necessity thing. I decided to give him a little laser weapon that could either be like a blaster or like a plasma torch or something like that. Like some kind of underwater tool. Of course, I've got the big cannon with one of those Venom hooks on it for some detail. I think overall it looks really good. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. A little piece of detail on it is that little War Machine core. Kind of looks like a power source. And to show off some size comparisons, here he is next to the brick-built Spider-Man. So he's about as tall as the rest of these brick-built figures. As for stuff that my CCBS audience will recognize the size of, here's Stringer. And yeah, he's a good chunk taller than the $10 and $13 figures. Just put Breeze right in front of him. Yeah, feet still kind of suck. Anyway, here he is next to Stormer XL, and he's slightly taller than Stormer XL. But anyway, I guess that's going to do it for KALIMAYRTER. So if you enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below if you haven't already subscribed. Like I said, I do plan on doing some other streams, and I'll actually go ahead and put a poll on my community tab for what stream I'm going to do. Which I'll probably do it tomorrow, the day after I post this, or depending on how long this tapes, I'll upload later tonight. But yeah, take care.